Hey guys, CliffDarden.com, and of course the house of biceps. Alright guys, it is Sunday. I'm here at the gym, really not in a talkative mood, really ready to rock and roll, ready to get going. I've had a heavy day, a hard day planned for today. Not too man enough to admit that I am nervous. People ask me all the time, though, how to decide which contest they should compete in. And I always say never compete in a contest unless it scares you a little bit. So I am not too man enough to admit that I am a little scared about what I've got planned for today. We're going to start out one set at a time. We're just going to keep moving, as much therapy work as I can in between sets, and we'll see how it plays out today, guys. And that's the spy jet landing right on time. Oh, I felt my lat. Handful of dirt, grass. Oh, grab the beard good. Oh, feel the room spin. Get under, you're gonna pick it, load it. That's right, mine. Welcome to Cyprus. Well, all right, guys, that was Stones. I really don't know if I could be much more happy with how things went. I got mixed up on the 245 and 265 stone. Didn't realize it was the 265 until I actually grabbed it and went to pick it up. So after I loaded the 265, I wasn't going to go back down and load the 245, but still 190, 230, 265, 285, 310, and the 345. I have not loaded a 345 stone in years. I originally tore my lat or bicep about a year ago with the 365. I don't even remember what my warm-ups were like that day, but I would have guessed it would have been probably the 230, 285, and then 365, and I felt and heard it pop on the way up. I don't know, kind of emotional, to be honest. It's hard to be 38 years old. I've been competing in Strongman, and I still plan on competing. I am still a competitor. I don't care what anybody says. I'm still busting my tail training with a purpose, and I plan on coming back. So I've been competing in Strongman for 15 years, and that sounds much worse when I say it. And I used to just grab the stones and go. Didn't think about it, just grabbed and go. And now I'm thinking about how to do it better, how to do it safer. I waited 15 years to think long term, and you can't wait 15 years to think long term. And if you get nothing out of everything you see me do, I want you to understand that in the beginning, you need to think long term. My speech about the tortoise and the hare kind of got famous. The thought about the coach versus the athlete. Everybody seems to know that story now. But the idea is, if the athlete would have listened to the coach, if the hare would have listened to the tortoise 15 years ago, I might not be in the situation I am right now. I might be in a worse one. I don't really know. I might have never pushed myself to a limit. I might not know a certain level of intensity had I not listened just to the athlete years ago. But I look back 15 years ago, and had I done just what you see right now, foam roller, man, I used that in between every single set, whether you saw it or not. I also did massage against my super yoke over there on my lat, on my back, between every single set. I went inside, did the same thing, the band distractions with a roller and PVC between some of my sets. Stretched my quads, stretched my hams. I didn't used to wear knee sleeves. I didn't wear rebands. I didn't wear tall socks. And of course, it is winter out here. I am on dirt and grass. There are mosquitoes. I used to wear Chucks to do strongman events, which is one of the worst things you can do. I didn't wear stone sleeves. And now I'm a firm believer in my stone sleeves. Elbow sleeves, especially on stones. Right now, my biceps are warm and on fire. Long sleeve shirt, it's wintertime. I used to do stones shirtless year round. Even when there was snow on the ground, I would go shirtless. I've worn a belt several times. Hats, multiple shirts, hot creams, more warm-ups, more planning and preparation. And I've always been very strict, and almost to the point of being OCD on my training and laying everything out, not days, but weeks and months in advance about what I'm going to do. If I would have done even more of that, included more into the what if situation, if I would have done more injury prevention situational type stuff. I've torn my lats, and most strongmen have lat tears all the time. You probably don't realize it, but you always go home after training on strongman event day, and your wife, your girlfriend, whoever says, "Hey, what's that big blue spot on your back?" I used to have all these big muscle tears, fibrous muscle tears in my lats that I would never even realize were there. I didn't realize it happened because I was so crazy. When I was lifting stones, I would tear my lats, and that leaves me in a situation where those lats have so much scar tissue that they're inflexible, and they tear again. Now you're looking at major tears. So, if you can take away anything from this, it's still me reiterating the fact of be the tortoise, not the hare. There's a time to be just the athlete and get out there and go. There's a time to be the coach and sit and study and figure out the game plan, figure out what works in what situation and when to do it. And there's also a time as the coach that you have to step up and kick your athlete straight in the tail and tell him to get out there and just go. Tell him to suck it up and go. Remind him that he is an athlete and it's his time to get out there and go play. Take the time to think about what it takes to be a complete athlete. Strength is not built in a day, a week, a month, a 12-week training cycle, a 6-month or 12-month, a 2-year training cycle. It's built upon decades. And if you are always thinking about today, if you're always living in the moment of today, then there may not be a tomorrow. Or even worse yet, you may have a tomorrow and you may not be able to do anything when you're there. 20 years down the road, you might want to be out here. 15 years into your career, you might want to get out here and load a 400-pound stone, and you can't. You might be out here with a 345 stone celebrating like it's Christmas, when this used to be a joke. But, the situation is what it is, and I'm blessed to be here. And I hope someday you are too. So where does the plan go from here as far as stones? I've got to deload. That's it. I've got to deload. When it came down to the 265 stone slid, I don't like that stone. It doesn't fit well in my large wingspan of arms. I've got a really nice long wingspan, especially my hands. are nice and long. It's great to grip on the stones. But with the smaller stones, I'm tucked in, and it's more biceps, and it's lats of a rowing, and I can't use as much legs on the stone. You can see that on the 345 was a completely different technique than all the other stones. It's a lot more legs. That being said, my biceps really feel worked, so I need to back off for a few weeks as far as the heavy stuff. I need to work on some pickups. I need to break the stone loading process down into segments, and picks, squats, loads, stones with fat grips. No joke, you'll see it coming up. And I need to go in the gym. I need to continue to make progress on my lats, and I need to continue to make progress on my biceps. My biceps have got to get stronger, so I'm going to do more bicep curls with the old dumbbells, maybe with some fat grips on it. I'm going to set a goal. I'm going to set out on a mission. I'm going to achieve it. You're going to see this 345 be like a beach ball. There's a 365 sitting over there. It's calling my name, and I'm telling you, I'm going to earn some bigger stones. So now, guys, it's time to get inside. I've got a goal for the log press and the deadlift. Not really for sure how much I've got left in the tank. 2 PRs already today. Let's see if we can knock out a couple more.